A century and a half after Darwin and his book on the origin of species, in a meadow between a small stream and Ljubljana Zoo, below Rožnik Hill, the buildings of the Biology Centre, with its laboratories, botanic garden and lecture rooms, began to rise. Just as far away from the bustle of the city, in a natural environment, as much as was still left in the immediate surroundings of Ljubljana, the National Institute of Biology today continues the work of its forefather, Charles Darwin. The second half of the institute, which operates on the coast, is located below the steep cliff of the Fornaci shorefront between Piran and Portorož. This is the marine biology station of Piran, with its essential research ship, Sagitta. The Institute of Biology was established in 1961 as part of the University of Ljubljana, with its headquarters on Aškerčeva Street in Ljubljana. Following its transfer to its present-day location, the institute was renamed the National Institute of Biology. Since its establishment, the institute has been led by 9 directors. Professor Miroslav Zaj, a marine biologist and the first director, worked for many years in West Africa and at the Oceanographic Institute in Split. Professor Hubert Pehany, biologist and physician, who lectured on embryology, histology and general biology, comparative anatomy of vertebrates and general zoology. Professor Miran Vardjan, plant physiologist, long-standing director of the Department of Plant Physiology and expert in the hormonal control of plant growth and development. Professor Franz Sušnik, professor of biology, who also collaborated in the reshaping of biology studies in Slovenia, studied the chromosome numbers of seeds and medicinal plants. Professor Matija Gorgala, biologist and zoophysiologist, studies insect physiology and etiology. Dr. Milan Loka, plant cytogeneticist, placed the institute on its own 2 feet. Mitya Grossman, zoophysiologist, extended the Institute of Biology to Dolenska Street. Professor Andrei Chokul, biologist and physiologist. His main area of research is bioacoustics and the nervous systems of insects. Today, the National Institute of Biology is headed by Professor Tamara Lach, who is a biochemist.
Tega inštituta je v tem, da se ukvarja z zelo različnimi vrstami raziskav raznih bioloških sistemov, od celic, rastlin, živali pa do človeka. In izziv je v tem, da te raziskave lahko med seboj povezujemo in tako preučujemo naravo od mikrosistemov pa tja do večjih ekosistemov. In prav slednje skupaj s raziskavami biodiverzitete v Sloveniji nam omogoča potem večje ekološke študije in prav to je tisto, za kar nas Slovenija potrebuje.
The sea, the primordial generator of all life on the planet. The sea in which even today there live thousands more known and as yet unknown organisms than on the land, and where at the same time there are the greatest and the smallest creatures known, from whales and sharks to microscopic plankton. The processes in the sea flow on in life cycles, in the mutual interdependence of living creatures and environments. At times it needs only a small thing to happen, for this interdependence to be disrupted, for the chain to be broken and the circle of life pulled apart. Biology is an empirical science which, in the diversity of all forms of life, recognizes the similarities and mutual interconnections of these forms. One might say that biology is the protective science for nature and mankind. It is the science which is concerned with preserving life. The Marine Biology Station in Piran is, one might say, a supervisor and diagnostician of the sea. The floating research station, anchored in the sea 2 miles from Piran, automatically transmits reports on the condition of the sea to the Marine Biology Station at Fornace. During their on-site work, divers from the station collect samples from the surface down to the seabed, and later in the laboratory detect any changes. These are sometimes insignificant, but all too often they are catastrophic. The greatest catastrophes are caused by incursions from the mainland. Everything that people deposit in the sea collects there and accumulates, so changing it for us. At times these deposits kill sea life. At other times they trigger off the unnatural overproduction of life, thus again killing the sea. Today the modern word stress also applies to the sea. It is the task of marine biology to divert this stress away from the sea. Like the wind which, following a period of decaying stagnation,